I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host, Sonny Hostin, has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury?
Sonny Hostin is in serious trouble. We're talking Verjuve bankruptcy kind of trouble. But wait, it gets even more shocking. Her husband, he's just been arrested in connection to a jaw-dropping $450 million RICO fraud case. So how did this seemingly unstoppable power couple spiral into scandal and chaos? Stick around, because this story is just getting started. And trust me, you won't believe how deep this drama goes.
You're married, Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures. And look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show? And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that. This is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused. But he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in.
Tom, what?
Sonny Hostin probably thought her biggest drama would be dissecting political scandals on The View. But this time, she is the headline. And trust me, The View is starting to look like a Sunday school picnic compared to what's unfolding now. No, it's serious when even The View can't cook up a scandal this wild without a little help from the outside. But this time, it's not about her razor-sharp commentary, it's about her husband. That's right, the orthopedic surgeon, whose medical expertise might just drag them both into a legal firestorm and straight toward bankruptcy.
Orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sonny Hostin is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Twites, denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud.
Imagine waking up thinking it's just another day, and then bam, you're hit with a $450 million racketeering lawsuit. Not exactly your average hospital drama, right? Oops. When your husband is accused of running one of the biggest insurance fraud schemes in the country, and you've been sitting pretty on national TV preaching moral high ground, well, let's just say that high horse, it's galloping straight into a mountain of debt, disgrace, and scandal. How's that for a plot twist?
The View co-host Sonny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page 6, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
Here's the scoop. Dr. Hostin has allegedly been cashing in big time, raking in kickbacks for performing surgeries that patients may not have even needed. We're talking knees, shoulders, anything shiny, surgical, and profitable. Meanwhile, insurance companies, they were unknowingly footing the bill for procedures that might have been more fiction than fact. It's the ultimate betrayal in a white coat. Oh, you thought I was fixing your knee? No, sweetheart. I was fixing my bank account.
You always say it's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks.
And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, the plot thickens. While Dr. Hostin is allegedly stacking cash from shady surgeries, Sunny's been clinging to her daytime TV persona like it's a life raft. You'd think someone who's dissected every political scandal on The View would be ready for her own crisis. But nope. Her response, a cocktail of radio silence and strategic avoidance. It's almost like she's hoping the courtroom drama will just magically resolve itself while she perfects her shocked and appalled face 4 when the story finally breaks wide open. But let's not kid ourselves. If Sunny thought this was going to stay a private family affair, she's in for a rude awakening. When your husband's name gets dropped in one of the biggest racketeering cases New York has ever seen, it's not business as usual. Of vague statements or awkward silences is going to make this scandal disappear. Let's take a moment to appreciate just how absurd this entire situation is. We've all seen political scandals play out like soap operas, but this isn't about leaked emails or hush money. This is health insurance fraud, unnecessary surgeries, and a husband allegedly running a full-blown surgical crime syndicate, all while hiding in plain sight.
Guys, this is why we need to seriously have a long, lengthy conversation about healthcare in the United States of America. This is basically it. So Sunny Hostin's husband was basically charged with insurance fraud. What he was doing was doing like fraudulent surgeries and then overcharging the insurance companies for him. This is what this is. So now, of course, he's now being named along with about 200 other individuals in a federal RICO charge case, guys.
Forget The Godfather. This is Grey's Anatomy if the surgeons were all secretly mob bosses. Sure, it's easy to point fingers at the insurance companies, but let's not pretend they've ever been shining examples of morality. Need a life-saving procedure? Here's a denial letter and a good luck sticker. But accuse them of shady practices. They'll unleash a legal team so slick they could sell sand in the desert. Yet in this mess, the insurance companies aren't even the villains. Nope, they're the victims of a doctor's greed. Let that irony sink in for a second. Now, what would a Sunny Hostin scandal be without The View cameo? The irony here is so thick you could slice it with a scalpel. Sunny, the righteous crusader for justice, the queen of tough questions, now finds herself dodging the very interrogation she's famous for dishing out her husband. Just one of 180 defendants in a lawsuit that accuses them of siphoning millions from insurance companies, money that could have gone to, I don't know, actual patient care.
I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sunny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
You know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
But Sunny, she's dodging questions like a pro, staying silent, carefully preserving the image of the woman who's above it all, as if she's not neck-deep in the very scandal unfolding around her. You know that old saying, when it rains, it pours? Well, this isn't a storm, it's a monsoon of absurdity. While Sunny lounges in her designer chair on The View, casually sipping coffee and tossing out judgmental one-liners about the state of the world, her husband is allegedly out here, running a surgical side hustle straight out of a mob movie, performing unnecessary surgeries, funneling insurance payouts, raking in kickbacks that would make Tony Soprano jealous. But sure, let's all pretend this doesn't smell like a lawsuit, soaked in scandal and denial. Oh, and here's the kicker. This lawsuit, it's not just about Dr. Hostin. That would be way too simple. This is a tangled web of corruption. We're talking dozens of doctors, entire medical practices, and even hospitals. It's as if the mafia took a break from bank heists and decided to open a full-service healthcare racket instead. The plaintiffs, American Transit Insurance, claim they were conned out of millions, footing the bill for surgeries that were either completely unnecessary or never happened at all. Now they want their money back. But buckle up, because it's about to get even juicier.
Last week, we learned that Sonny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, was named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit Insurance Company. He's one of 200 people named in this lawsuit, and they are accusing him of filing fraudulent insurance claims and also getting kickbacks from them. And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history. And they're seeking $450 million. And Sonny and her husband, they are fighting back. They've hired legal eagle Mark Garagos to help them fight this case. And they're claiming that this is completely baseless.
According to reports, Dr. Hostin's lawyer isn't backing down. In fact, he's calling the entire lawsuit a desperate move by a company on the brink of financial collapse. Classic legal spin. Caught with your pants down. No problem. Just flip the script. Oh, you're accusing my client of fraud? Maybe you're the real crook. It's a defense strategy as old as time, and honestly, watching it unfold is nothing short of hilarious. Now, let's check back in with Sonny. For someone who's never been shy about stirring the pot on The View, grilling politicians, calling out Trump, clapping back at internet trolls, her sudden silence on this scandal is deafening. No statements, no comments, no passive-aggressive Instagram posts, just ... crickets. Is she playing the "I had nothing to do with it" card? Or maybe hoping, if she keeps her head down long enough, this whole thing will magically blow over before it scorches her reputation. Because here's the thing, this isn't just some PR hiccup. It's not a misunderstanding. It's not a tabloid. Rumor. It's a full-blown RICO case. And watching Sonny act like this is just going to disappear is like watching a soap opera character deny their affair. Except instead of a steamy kiss, it's a multi-million-dollar illegal surgery ring. Can almost hear the dramatic music rising. And trust us, the big reveal is coming.
Anna went in a different direction. But I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger and he's
How much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he? Like a month or a year or 10 years?
No,
5 years.
It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think.
no.
I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He
Exactly.
throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy stuff.
Let's be real for a second. This isn't just a scandal. This is a billion-dollar disaster. Potentially one of the largest medical fraud cases in recent U.S. history. And it's not just Dr. Hostin in the hot seat. It's an entire web of corruption, doctors, hospitals, insurance companies, and even unsuspecting patients caught in the crossfire. This could pass for a Hollywood heist plot, except instead of robbing a bank, they were allegedly siphoning health insurance premiums, stealing from a system meant to protect the sick and vulnerable. So what's really at the heart of this? If the allegations are true, it paints a grim picture of a healthcare system where profit is king and patient care is an afterthought. Is that the world we want to live in, where doctors are more focused on padding their wallets than saving lives? If Sonny Hostin thinks this is the kind of system worth defending, well, we've got a bridge to sell her. But let's not pretend. This is just about greedy doctors. This mess exposes the rot in the entire healthcare system. Insurance companies, they're not saints either. They'll deny legitimate claims, raise premiums without blinking, and send you a thoughts and prayers letter instead of coverage. Meanwhile, doctors like Dr. Hostin allegedly exploit those very loopholes for massive payouts. It's a race to the bottom, and the patients, they're the ones left bleeding out, just trying to get better in a system built to profit from their pain.
Giuliani shook the tree and a bunch of mobsters fell out, right? This is big stuff. And so, and thank you for bringing that video. It sure is ironic that she's up there. So, but if she didn't really know what was going on, right, which is what she's probably going to say later, oh, I had no idea what my husband and his associates were doing. We'll wait and see what that is. But I think it's pretty freaking ironic.
Yeah. I have a totally different perspective on this. I don't really know what happened with this. The facts will come out. What I have a problem with is the core of who this woman is. Unlike you, I don't watch The View, bro. All I do is see clips.
I know it's just like twice a day.
Here's all I hear from her. America's violent. America's racist. America's bad. Okay. I challenge you, Sonny. And this is Konstantin Kisin actually was saying something about this. Find me a country that's not racist.
As for Sunny, she might want to start practicing a brand new line for her View audience. Healthcare is a mess, and so is my personal life. But hey, who needs a spotless reputation when you've got an audience willing to overlook just about everything as long as the coffee's hot and the commentary's biting? Let's just hope this case doesn't drag on too long, because honestly, the suspense is killing us. Now, to be fair, Dr. Hostin hasn't been found guilty yet, but these allegations, they're no joke, and the longer this courtroom saga stretches out, the more the View starts looking like the least controversial place to be. Who would have thought that out of all the View's infamous blow-ups, this would be the one to drop Jaws, a scandal laced with racketeering, insurance fraud, and a wife who might be weighing the cost of divorce against the price of bankruptcy. So here we are, Sunny Hostin, once riding high with a cushy gig, a moral soapbox, and a glittering media career, now finds herself at the center of one of the most outrageous scandals in daytime TV history. And all she can do, stay silent, pray the case doesn't implode, and hope she won't have to sell her seat on The View just to cover legal bills. As for Dr. Hostin, buckle up, because this legal roller coaster is just getting started. Will he waltz out of this with his license intact and a smug grin on his face? Or will this be the kind of epic downfall that ends with a memoir written behind courtroom glass instead of a surgical mask? The suspense is real. Each day brings new details, fresh twists that feel more soap opera than malpractice case. Honestly, at this point, you half expect Dr. Hostin to show up in court wearing a leather jacket and sunglasses, tossing a smirk and saying, "This is just the beginning, baby." And who knows, maybe it is, because let's not forget, he allegedly thought he could run a multi-million-dollar insurance scam and no one would notice. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know it's coming, and you can't look away. And Sunny, she's not exactly in the clear. Sure, she can keep the commentary sharp and the smiles polished on The View, but sooner or later, the fallout will come knocking on her curated public image. Will Dr. Hostin get away with it? Will this case end with a smug not guilty verdict and a steakhouse celebration? Or is this scandal about to snowball into something far bigger, complete with surprise witnesses, shady hospital deals, and courtroom drama ripped straight from a Netflix original? Spoiler alert, if you're hoping for a feel-good ending, don't hold your breath. This isn't just a case, it's a saga, one with more plot twists than The Bold and the Beautiful. Just swap the love triangles for knee surgeries and million-dollar fraud. And the best or worst part, it's all real.